Yo, Sanjay Uchiha here, people, and bringing you another Dragon Ball Super discussion video. So, episode 92 of Dragon Ball Super has aired, and with it, it has brought another iconic moment in the franchise. The quote unquote first female Super Saiyan ever, Khalifa. And I must say, with it comes a lot of potential discussions that I can go on and on about, but today we'll be discussing Universe 6 Saiyans in general, and joining me today is that Saiyan guy.
Yo, what's up?
Alright. So what's up, man? You good?
Not much, really. Yeah, I'm good.
Alright.
What about you?
Here chilling. Good Sunday afternoon. Well, evening at this point, my time, because like after 6 here.
Right.
But I mean, to just recap, episode 92, just your thoughts in general. What were they?
Really, to be honest, I thought the episode was decent. I mean, pretty good. I think that the actual tournament's gonna be like way better, obviously, hopefully. But I mean, all in all, I thought this was a pretty enjoyable episode, and an episode that I think I may go back and watch again here soon. So yeah, it was definitely it was definitely one of the episodes that like you needed to watch because it was the first ever female Super Saiyan. So.
Well, yeah,
that's kind of my thoughts on it.
It definitely has rewatch value, definitely rewatchable. But let's specifically look into, I suppose, the Universe 6 Saiyans as this video is about. I mean, Khalifa specifically, the first female Super Saiyan, I can see a lot of people in the community bitching about the ease of her attaining Super Saiyan. You know, as Vegeta would have put it back in Dragon Ball Z, it's a Super Saiyan bargain sale.
Right.
And not that she's a badass character. I see a lot of people like her so far, but the way Toei executed her achieving the form, it was ridiculously easy and cheap even. But
right.
Even by extension, it seems that the Universe 6 Saiyans, they achieve Super Saiyan pretty easily. But I mean, what do you think people might be saying about this episode in terms of Khalifa specifically?
I mean, it really depends on the posting. I know I was kind of shocked about how easily she obtained this, speaking that, you know, the history of Super Saiyans, we know that's a little bit different than Khalifa's. But I mean, to be honest with you, the thing I hear the most is the bargaining cell thing going around. So, but they did say, I forgot which episode. It's the episode that Kaba went to recruit the Elder Saiyan, and he recommended Khalifa to him. But he said that his sister Khalifa had more potential than he did, so maybe that has something to do with it. I'm not too positive, but I really don't know, to be honest.
Well, all right, fair enough. But I guess based on what we said, that those would be the general problems people have with episode 92, just how cheap and easy Khalifa achieved Super Saiyan, really and truly. But right. Getting into the next part of this video, that Saiyan guy, I mean, really and truly, I want us to really like present the facts to people and try to provide some justification as to why the Universe 6 Saiyans can achieve Super Saiyan that easily, and I guess give some more context for their power in general. So the thing I see, and I think, because this is a 50-50 argument where on one side you could say it's straight up cheap writing, poor writing, bullshit, call it whatever you want, but I think on another aspect of it, you could definitely make a strong argument for it. And I think what people are doing, they're judging the Universe 6 Saiyans based on the knowledge they have on Universe 7 Saiyans, which is understandable because those are the Saiyans we know from day one. But I don't think you can apply your knowledge from Universe 7 Saiyans to Universe 6 Saiyans and call it fact.
Because they are different, so.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But let's kind of get into the justification aspect of this video. So as I mentioned in my review this morning, actually, because I think I uploaded like after 2 my time, if I'm not mistaken. But The Universe 6 Saiyans, well, even before I get there, let's take one thing from Universe 7 going forward, and that's Goten and Trunks. So, point number one,
Right.
people need to realize that that the Super Saiyan transformation obviously watered down like significantly by the Buu saga, and Goten and Trunks, like debatably speaking, are even worse than Caulifla. So let me hear your thoughts on Goten and Trunks.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was talking to this with my older brother about this yesterday when Khalifa became a Super Saiyan. But yeah, Goten and Trunks was able to achieve the Super Saiyan level with ease because, let's be honest though, Goten was getting trained by his mom, and in no way, shape, or form should his mom have been able to like open his transformation like that. Because like if you go back to Dragon Ball Z, Goku, he became a Super Saiyan because Krillin died.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Vegeta became a Super Saiyan because kind of a mental breakdown, and like Future Trunks became a Super Saiyan because he found Future Gohan dead. But then you go a couple years after that, and you see how Goten Trunks was just easily able to open Super Saiyan because of something so little. I mean, you can't really get too mad about the cauliflower thing. So, to be honest, I think the Super Saiyan transformation was just kind of like, how do I put it? Kind of like a little degraded through the entire thing. So Cauliflower becoming a Super Saiyan because of like the whole tingly feeling. I mean, it's not that stupid if you kind of understand what I'm going with.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said earlier, I mean, you can't really judge the Universe 6 Saiyans based off of Seven's history just because of the fact that they are a little bit more different and I guess more evolved than Seven's, or definitely evolved because, well, one, they don't have tails and things like that. So
Yeah, but yeah. So even as you're saying, we can't really judge the Universe 6 based on Universe 7 100%, and even by Universe 7 standards, specifically Goten and Trunks, as we've mentioned. I mean, even though like on screen when we first saw them transform, it's implied that they even got it earlier off screen. So by the time we actually
Yeah.
see it in the series, they'd achieved it for
Yeah.
God knows how long, and they were just 7 and 8. So even by
Mhm.
Universe 7 standards, we've had some ridiculous achievements where Super Saiyan is concerned already. But
Yeah.
moving off of that point, so as you mentioned a while ago, the Universe 6 Saiyans actually have evolved to no longer need tails, essentially. And I'll probably put like a screenshot from the manga and or the anime on screen so our viewers can see that. But yeah, they've evolved to no longer need tails. So to kind of give like some context or some background on their potential or their power in general, um, that's definitely one point to note, because if my interpretation of it, if they've evolved to no longer have tails, right? And we know that the purpose of the tail was, transform into a great ape to get a 10 times boost.
Yeah.
But if they've evolved to no longer need that, I'd suppose that how fast they progress is even greater than the Universe 7 Saiyans. Because I look at it like this: if a Saiyan is born with a power level of, like, say, I don't know, 20 on average in Universe 7, I'd imagine by average in Universe 6, it probably might be 200 to account for that 10 times boost you get from the tail.
Right.
So that might give that might give you guys some kind of context or kind of background on basically the potential and power of these Universe 6 Saiyans, really and truly. Any other thoughts on the tail though, man? Like their evolution to no longer have one? I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I kind of agree with what you said. The whole evolving to a power that they don't really need the tails anymore, so it's kind of like they already have the 10 times boost. Boost. But other than that, I mean, I can't really, at the moment, think of anything else to go with why they wouldn't have tails. Because, I mean, having a tail was, like, the key point about being a Saiyan, because you did get that 10 times boost.
Yeah.
But without that, I mean, the only thing I could really think of is what you said about the whole automatically having the thing with you, so the power. So other than that, I got nothing on that.
Alright, fair enough, man. So I mean, let's see. So to kind of just end this video out, I mean, any other, I guess, headcanon or any theories you want to throw around where the universe six Saiyans are concerned? I don't know.
But what, the power, or just all I know what I think's gonna happen to him?
Well, just their power and their like how easily they achieve Super Saiyan. Like, you have any theories, any headcanons, anything based on the facts?
Well,
we
I
have?
mean, I just think that the universe six Saiyans would just. I don't want to say stronger than sevens because I mean, of course they're not because we have like Vegeta and Goku in their God status, but like if you take Universe 7 Saiyans, like let's say we still have Planet Vegeta, I think you take Universe 6 Saiyans from Planet Salad or Sadala, whatever they want to call it. I think that 6 has like more evolved and stronger Saiyans than 7 does. So I mean I think that could be a reason why like Cauliflower was like easily able to become a Super Saiyan. That's just my headcanon though.
Yeah.
And what you said also about like them not having no tails because they evolved, and maybe because they evolved, with that 10 times boost or something.
Yeah.
So that's really just my headcanon. But to be honest with you, this may make a lot of people mad. But all in all, it's Dragon Ball. We can't get too mad about it because it is Dragon Ball Super, and they do things that are questionable for everybody. So
Yeah, and I think it all goes back to something that Toyotaro said. I actually watched an interview he did. I think Sane Allen had the article. It was like a video interview, and Toyotaro himself believed that Toriyama didn't write the series to like evoke feelings of like inspiration or like hope and stuff. He just like the primary aim was for like entertainment, like a series people can have fun with. So I think that's part of just a little add-on to the point you just made. Really and truly, it's Dragon Ball. Really and truly, at the end of the day.
That's the difference between like Dragon Ball and like other anime. Is like, of course, Dragon Ball is not the best anime. Like those other best, like really other good anime about like storytelling and character utilizing and things like that.
Yeah.
But Dragon Ball, I mean, it's just fun to watch though. So
yeah.
I think that's what Dragon Ball does best. Is it's just fun to watch, even though that Dragon Ball Super sometimes has bad animation and like all in all, just some things don't make sense about the whole tingly feeling in the back and things like that. Okay, but it is fun to watch, and that is the good thing about Dragon Ball. So.
Oh, and another point I kind of forgot to mention is that the Universe 6 Saiyans, remind me, just correct me if I'm wrong here, man, but they actually, instead of being planet pirates, the whole race essentially, they hired them in general just to keep the peace, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive because that was the case. And correct me if I'm wrong, Sanjay, but didn't I mean, it's been a while since I watched this, but in the anime, didn't it kind of imply that Frost was with Kaba for a little bit? Like, not teaming up or anything, but like they've seen each other before.
Yeah, well,
I can't remember, but
well, if I remember correctly, when I was checking back today, I do believe it was said that Frost has teamed up with the Saiyans on 1 or 2 occasions, really and truly.
Yeah.
Yeah, on
just
on like
I don't mean like. Yeah, I don't mean like like a Teen Titans team or something. I mean like
I know,
just like a little mission, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it has to be said. So that could be another, I guess, aspect of why they're so strong combat-wise, because they're always going on missions, I suppose, honestly speaking.
Right, and Trey, something else that I want to kind of talk about with the Universe 6 and 7 Saiyans are, the Universe 7 Saiyans have been kind of enslaved by Frieza and sent on missions to, like you said, a pirate type thing. And then, of course, they're fighting about nothing but rage, kind of. That's Universe 7's thing. They fight out of anger and things like that. But then you go to Universe 6, and they kind of fight for the better good, or the greater good, I guess. And they actually have something to fight for. So maybe that could be why it's kind of like natural for them to open Super Saiyan, or it's easier for them to open Super Saiyan than it is for 7 to do.
So you think it might be on like some mental or some mental/emotional level where the universe, I guess, 7 Saiyans are more, they kind of repress that, I guess, that aspect that allows them to like get triggered and turn Super Saiyan, as opposed to Universe 6.
Yeah, I mean, just think about this. Like, in the Bardock special, right?
Yeah.
When he found his comrades dead, I mean, that was kind of a heartbreaking thing for him, I guess, but it didn't trigger his Super Saiyan like Goku did. So when Goku, since he's a good Post Saiyan and he lost his best friend, it obviously triggered him to become a Super Saiyan. So maybe being like, like a good Saiyan has something to do with it. I really don't know, but you could also counter that by saying, then, why did Vegeta become a Super Saiyan? So I mean, that theory kind of gets shot down to the ground. So, but maybe it's easier. I don't know. It's Dragon Ball, okay? Dragon Ball.
Yeah, good point. Well, just to kind of wrap up, I mean, we've mentioned Goten and Trunks to kind of show the viewers that, hey, even Universe 7 has had some ridiculous moments.
And the thing about that, too, is Goten and Trunks was like 7 and 8, and Cauliflower, or Khalifa, whatever they want to call her, she's like, what, like 18, 17?
Yeah, I would think so, the
18?
least.
Yeah.
So by that standard, Universe 7, our own universe, is more ridiculous than what was presented in episode 92. So that's...
And what I'm guessing with Universe 6 is they were trying to like show us how they become a Super Saiyan, like what, I mean, because some people, for a fact, some people are like, well, what do they use to become a Super Saiyan? Because it wasn't explained enough in the show originally, I guess.
Yeah.
So maybe they actually wanted to go into a little bit more detail and show golden butterflies in her back, because that's awesome.
But well, yeah, I actually liked how that scene was visually, like the whole sparks and butterflies in their back or whatever. It was kind of cool visually.
I mean, it was cool, but I mean, have you ever seen that before? Like, did Goku have golden butterflies on his back?
Well, no. And I think I even mentioned it in my review, like earlier, man. Like, it's the first I've seen a character describe the feeling of transforming like that. So that was kind of like news to me and everybody else, I'd guess.
I mean, it was kind of cool though. I'm not gonna lie, but real at the same time. But I'll get used to it.
Yeah. Honestly, looking at Super's writing style, looking at how Kaba achieves Super Saiyan, I mean, it was portrayed better than, I suppose, Caulifla, but taking the potential of the characters, as even you mentioned earlier, with Kaba going to his old Captain Renzo, who he holds in higher regard than himself, and then Renzo in turn holds Caulifla in higher regard than him. So, by that, I mean, you just gotta weigh the points, man. I'm not saying, well, nothing. I think it's safe to say we at this point. We're not saying that it's completely 100% cool or it makes sense that she achieved Super Saiyan that way, but there can be argument can be made for why.
Yeah, because I mean, she does have a lot of potential. So, but the question is, I mean, what's gonna happen next week? Like, how is the other one gonna become a Super Saiyan?
As you mentioned that, let's talk just a bit about the preview. I mean, and I'll have the pic here at Caulifla here on stream, but as we can see, it would seem that she's already achieved Super Saiyan 2, which I don't know how Gohan fans are gonna react to that. Well, Gohan and I guess Vegeta and Goku, because they took some time to achieve Super Saiyan 2 over the 7-year time skip.
Right. I was gonna say the whole 7-year time skip. So yeah.
So
and now Khalifa in like 2 days.
It's
if it is Super Saiyan 2, we don't know for a fact, but if it is,
yeah, if it is, it's, I don't know, man. If it is, what do you think, man? Because I know from a writing standpoint in the anime, how they've set things up, they're really pressed for time, and it's kind of like they've written themselves in a corner where they need to scale up the characters quickly. So, yeah, go ahead.
I think, I mean, I like the fact that they're making Khalifa strong, just because, I mean, there are some female fans who want to have somebody to, like, go for it. So I guess Khalifa could be that person that the females like to, root for, I guess. So you can't have her be too weak, but at the same time, I mean, like, every time they, like, do this, I feel like they're kind of, like, taking away from Goku and Vegeta back in Z. Like, Gohan became a Super Saiyan 2 in the Cell games, and that was like the most epic moment in Dragon Ball history. I think now to have Khalifa just automatically achieve that transformation with ease, I mean, I don't know. It seems to be a little bit rushed, but at the same time, you have to have the characters be strong enough to survive the tumbling of power because you do have them going up against Goku and Vegeta in their god forms. So I don't know. I think that they're gonna try to boost up the characters so they don't die or not die, but lose instantly against Goku and Vegeta. But
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I mean, from a writing standpoint, like when I think about like the potential future arc of like say let's say Vegeta going to Planet Sadal, because that was a line in the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament, like
Right.
there is a way they could potentially make a connection between how easy the Universe 6 Saiyans achieve Super Saiyan. Like, alright, for example, what I'm basically saying, you see like how a lot of people would say when Boo fell asleep, why not just throw him in the time chamber? And then this episode we see that Vegeta blows up the time chamber, kind of just
Right.
making that point moot. It would be cool if we found out like when Vegeta goes to Planet Sadal, they write something like, I don't know, something happened and some Super Saiyan-esque experiment was conducted on the entire race, or something of the sorts that make it easy for them, or something like that. I don't know, but something that kind of links back to how easy these Saiyans achieve Super Saiyan. I don't know, something to make it more justified, I guess.
And something else I wanted to just mention real quick is, I mean, if you look at the Future Trunks arc, and I mean, we look at some of the other arcs, Super Saiyan Blue seems to be kind of, well, I mean, other than Krillin going up against it and Android 17, let's just act like that never happened. Other than that, Super Saiyan Blue seems to be like, not OP, but, up there. But if you go to the Future Trunks arc, as a Super Saiyan 2, Trunks was able to go up against Goku Black.
Well, yeah.
Not beat Goku Black or anything, but I mean, we all said it. He was like insanely strong for a Super Saiyan 2 to be going up against a Rose Goku Black.
Yeah.
And Zamasu and things like that. So, I mean, maybe they could make Super Saiyan 2 Cauliflower and Kaba and them, if they do become Super Saiyan 2, maybe they could make it where they're able to go up against Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah.
Just so they don't get demolished, because the universe, I mean, yeah, Future Trunks could do it, so I'm pretty sure that other Saiyans could do it if they wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm pretty sure that's definitely what's going to happen. We might have like a 3v3 Saiyan showdown, really and truly, and I'm expecting it.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to be something to, I guess, if nothing else for the fun of it, look forward to.
Right.
But I don't know, man. I think we've covered everything discussing the Universe 6 Saiyans. And now we got the tales, how it contributes to potential. We've compared it to Goten and one thing, it's funny that when you think about it, the Saiyans that we have in Universe 7 that weren't born with tails like Goten and Trunks, it's kind of interesting that how fast they grow is basically more or less the same as the Universe 6 ones that have evolved to have no tails. So a little point for comparison there, I suppose. So probably,
right. I mean, we have that too, and I mean, I don't recommend doing this for the people that watches this video.
Yeah.
But I mean, the only problem with that is if you connect GT with that and you do the Hero's Legacy, and you see Goku Jingle, you have him with the tail.
Nah.
So this not at that because I mean that was years before Super even came out anyway. So
yeah,
we'll skip that. We'll skip that.
All right. And I think while I was browsing through some comments on various videos yesterday, there was, I don't have the link, I don't remember the link, but there was an interview with Toriyama, I believe, where he was talking about tailless Saiyans and their potential. So that could be a point for reference in terms of, I guess, some justification for Universe 6's potential and power as well. So there's that to consider.
Yeah.
I think my last remaining point would be, and it's kind of more something against the Universe 6 Saiyans, is that, and we were talking about this off air, but how is it that if they are always going on these missions to protect the universe and all that in Universe 6, how comes none of them have been in a situation where they're forced to, I guess, rage out, lose a comrade, and achieve Super Saiyan that way, really and truly?
Well, Sanjay, that is a good question, but I have an answer for that, and it's called X Dragon Ball. I agree with you. I don't know, but I guess the same goes for Universe 7. Like they bring on all these pirate missions, and Bardock got damn near killed in a lot of them and things like that, but he never became a Super Saiyan either. So
Yeah, good point. Good point. All right. Well, anything else before we cut out, man?
I no, not really. We covered pretty much everything, including the tingly feeling in your back. So I mean,
Yeah, true, true. All right. Well, I guess that's all we have for this one. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I know it's a bit lengthy, but it's a discussion video, and I don't do a lot of these. I don't do them pretty often, so I hope if you stayed this long, thanks. Check out that Saiyan guy. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below. Rate, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.